Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 5th episode of the Good Morning JGS podcast. I'm Drake.
I'm Lincoln.
I'm Seneca.
I'm Alec.
Today, we are having a very special interview with two of our very fine teachers, and not only that, they are our lower school directors, Miss Adrienne and Miss Jennifer. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Welcome
Thank you.
to the podcast today. But before we get right into it, Lincoln, do we have any sports announcements?
Yes, thank you, Drake. We have a middle school only swim meet Thursday the 19th and a high school and middle school swim meet Saturday the 21st, along with a flag football game, which is away on Thursday against Queen Park. And the 20th, we have a home game at Chaparral Park. Seneca, any school news?
Yes, we do indeed. I hope everyone had a great high school. I hope every high schooler had a great time on the Disney field trip. And Spirit Week starts today, and October break is coming up, so looking forward to that. Any birthdays, Alec?
Yes, there are. Happy birthday to Brenner, Macy, Parker, McKinley, and happy work-anniversary to Miss Lisa. Happy birthday, gang. On to Drake.
Thank you, Alec.
That.
Yeah. Well, Miss Adrienne, Miss Jennifer, I kind of want to do any, meeny, money, mo when I choose questions.
Okay. Sounds good.
Miss Adrienne, why don't you tell me a little about yourself? Just a little bit.
So, I have been a teacher for quite a few years. Are you asking for like the personal information about me or my JGS information?
Just tell me a little about yourself. Personal
Okay,
information. We'll get to the JGS
Okay,
information.
good. So, I have two boys. One is 20, one is 22. I have a wonderful little golden doodle at home and a Sonoran desert tortoise that lives in my backyard.
Yeah.
And I love to read books and go hiking.
Awesome. Miss Jennifer?
Yeah, well, thanks for having us on here. This is really fun. I'm married and we have a 7-year-old. He does not go to JGS, but we have 2 cats, a naughty black cat named Mushu and a really, really good cat named Penny that keep us on our toes. And I love doing Legos at home and board games, and we're big Star Wars fans in my house.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, Miss Adrienne, what exactly is your job, and what exactly do you do for the school?
Okay, so I do a few things. We wear a lot of hats here at JGS, but I am the foundations director as well as co-director of lower school with Miss Jennifer. But I also get to work with the 5th graders. So I share a homeroom class with Miss Jennifer with our 5th grade. And then I teach 5th grade math and 5th grade science.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Miss Jennifer, same question.
Yeah, so in addition to being the co-director with Miss Adrienne of lower school, I am also a 5th grade homeroom teacher with Miss Adrienne. And this year I teach a ELA class, English Language Arts, it's a combo class that has 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in it. And then the other, I think, very exciting thing for me is that I've started my Wilson practicum. So that means that I'm becoming a Wilson certified teacher and working with a student this year. So it's really exciting. But along with Miss Adrienne, many different hats at JGS.
What exactly is, what was it, Wilson?
A Wilson certified teacher?
Yeah.
So as you may or may not know, at JGS, many of our students that come here have language-based learning difficulties, and oftentimes that means dyslexia. And Wilson is the structured reading program that works on students for explicitly learning how to read and spell. And in order to become a certified Wilson teacher, you have to go through training, and you have to have what's called a practicum. So it's usually a year's worth focus, a school year with the student, where you're just in a one-on-one setting and you are walking them through each of the steps of Wilson. And in that first year practicum, you're only actually going to take them to about step 4. So it's not like I can teach the upper levels of Wilson yet, but working my way there.
And you're kind of like a student as well because you are getting observed and learning.
I am a student and learning, and let me tell you, I have such hardcore respect for those Wilson teachers after doing this. This is a lot of work, but it's really, really fun. So
That's amazing. Good for you.
Thank you.
Miss Adrienne, just going off of what you said earlier, you've been a teacher for 15 years. How long have you been a part of JGS, and the community, not so much just teaching, but is there anything else you've done for JGS and how long?
So I've been at JGS for 8 years, and then I think I taught for about 21 years before that at the school that was here before, Tesseract. So I love being here. My 8 years has been amazing. I love working for Miss Dana, and I'm so happy to be here.
The same for you.
Yeah, so Adrienne and I both started at the same time, although Adrienne started a couple months before me back in 2017. So it's about 8 years for us because I had just had a baby then. But anyway, when I joined JGS, I joined actually with Miss Kate. If you're familiar with Miss Kate in Foundations, she and I started Foundations together. So it was actually in the very space that we're sitting in right now, we had the first group of Foundations kids, which was first and second graders. So that was my very first role at JGS, and then I've moved into lower school. And in addition to that, I do a lot of things with mindfulness and also the themes that are around JGS, like preparedness for August. And, oh gosh, I don't even know. There's other things too, but yeah. That's what I
think
do.
I've done a lot of math here too.
You've done a lot of math
I was
here.
the only lower school math teacher for a while here, and now I've spread it out.
Yeah.
We're all taking a turn with it, and I also love teaching executive functioning.
Yeah,
Things.
That's
helping
your big
people
hat
be
too.
organized. Yeah.
Yeah, so we both had kind of evolved in this role a lot.
Well, that's really interesting. So, what experiences did you gain from starting Foundations? Like, what was a good struggle, but also good experience from it?
So I would say that's a great question. I would say that the experience gained with that is just really seeing the journey that kids are on, where they start out, where they come here, and seeing where they go from when they leave Foundations. And we've just got a really, really strong Foundations program here at JGS, where our students are really learning how to be in a classroom, cooperate with each other, but also getting a really rich play experience as part of their learning environment. So I think bringing that into lower school and making sure that we honor that they're still kids and they still need to play, and that's kind of interspersed in our day, different opportunities.
So, what do you guys like to do in your free time? I know you said you liked reading books, Miss Adrienne. So, what else is there to know
Oh
about
boy.
you?
Well, I do a lot of hiking. When it's cooler. I'm also kind of a crafter. I like to do scrapbooking with some friends, and I love going to movies. That's one of my favorites. Not just because of the popcorn. I do like the movies also, but I am a huge popcorn fan, so that makes it kind of fun.
But not with butter.
Yeah, but that's fake butter, so I can have it.
Oh, okay.
So I love that you know that about. We know a lot about each other. Yes, exactly.
We've taught with each other for a very long time at Tesseract before.
Yes, we did. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's pretty much me.
Nice. And what about you, Miss Jennifer?
I forgot to add that I too love to read. In fact, we've been in book clubs together too.
Yes.
I am a big reader. I'm on my goal I've already passed my goal of reading 24 books this year. So big time reader. I also like to hike and walk and run and just spend time with the family and travel.
Nice. And how long have you two known each other for?
Well, I started at Tesseract in 2008, so it's been since then.
Yep.
It's been a very long time.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, we did camps
good.
together.
Oh, that's so
Lots
fun.
of summer camps.
Lots of summer camps. Yep.
Yes, we did Lego Club,
American Girl
That
doll.
was fun.
That was really fun.
Now no one's really into American Girl dolls.
It's too
so-
bad. Bring it back.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, could you explain what it's like in lower school here at JGS?
You mean like a day in the life?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Do
Okay.
you want me to start or you want
Sure.
to start? Okay. I think the best thing to kind of describe a day in the life of lower school is we have a lot of happy kids at our school. And when they come in, they love to be at school. They may not always want to be doing the learning and the classes, but they love seeing their friends, and they're pretty happy most of the time to be here. There's a lot of movement and discussion in lower school, so we do have quiet moments where we're sitting at our desks and doing work, but we try to do a lot of projects together so that they can get a feeling for like real life learning with different activities.
And I would add to that, because Miss Adrienne has worked a lot on executive functioning, and we as a lower school team do that they come in and they have certain routines that they follow. I'm sure much like you do in high school. to set their day off right. They come in, they know they have to get their computer and put it in their blue binder, and they know where everything goes. They know that each classroom is structured, and when they move from one class to the other, that they'll have set routines to help them. So we really work on executive functioning in lower school as part of our daily routine. We have multiple recesses and breaks, just like the rest of the school does. And we're just really trying to be in tune with what they need, if they need a movement break, and help them advocate for themselves if they do.
Work hard, play hard.
That's right. That's
We like to
right.
have a lot of fun too.
Yes.
That's super cool. What are you guys doing this year to improve versus last year?
So I thought this was an interesting question, and I wondered, do you mean personally in the job, or do you mean as a lower school division?
It can go either way.
Let's go with personally in the job.
Okay. It's interesting because this is our second year being co-directors, and I will definitely say there was a huge learning gap last year from this year. And I feel like this year, for me personally, I am really focused on being more organized. I set a lot of calendar reminders. That Google Calendar is going off all the time. So setting reminders, writing notes, trying to really keep my planner up to date. So that's my personal goal, is to be more organized. And then division-wide, I feel like just really trying to be really present out in the hallways, talking with the kids, connecting with parents, and finding opportunities to check in with the kids regularly. What about you?
I would say for me, we're definitely learning from mistakes that we made last year, and we had a pretty good year together, luckily, but there's always growth that can happen. So we've really worked hard over the summer to think about how we could make things better this year. So we're putting some of those aspects in place. And last year, Jennifer and I also taught full-time and did this job. This year, we have a little bit of we're teaching a little bit less, and we have some more admin time. So one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to get into the classrooms more, not just to work with the kids, but to also kind of help our teachers, because we have some newer teachers, and one of our teachers is only in her second year this year, so we also get to be kind of like mentors to the teachers as well. So that's something we're working on.
Awesome. So I have a final question for you. What have you learned from becoming a teacher, Miss Jennifer?
Oh, okay. What have I learned from becoming a teacher? I've just learned that there are so many different ways to learn, and I really, really respect that since coming to JGS, and I think it's so beautiful, and it's really influenced the way that I view my own learning journey, and the ability to connect with others when they are challenged, and I think that that's the most rewarding thing about teaching.
I would have to agree with that too. I think for me, I've learned even more patience than I had before. That's a huge thing, being a teacher. But I've also, one of the things I love best about it is that kind of, to tie in with what you were saying, Jennifer, is that I love when I'm faced with a challenge when a student looks at me like they didn't understand what I presented to them, and then I have to put my research hat on and really try to think of another way that I can teach them. And I find that to be kind of a fun challenge, like, oh, let's look at it this way, or what about this? And sometimes I say, let me get back to you on that one, and we keep thinking about it. But I love the challenge of finding different ways to help students.
Oh, and I would add, you really learn to know what you don't know. And that's just a life lesson. Like, know what you don't know, and then find the answer, like Adrienne was saying.
That's good.
Yeah.
If you could do it all over again, if you were transported from a time machine and you went back to your younger self, would you do this all again?
I definitely would. I've wanted to be a teacher since I was a little kid. I'm pretty lucky about that. I know not everybody knows what they want to do when they grow up. And other than the fact when I think I was like 4, I wanted to be a secretary in my dad's office, in his law office. But other than that, after that phase, I've pretty much wanted to be a teacher forever. So I would. I think the only thing that I would change would be I wish I could have gotten to a school like this maybe a little bit sooner, because it's very rewarding.
Same question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah. So when I was growing up, I wanted to be a marine biologist. So we are very far removed from that, and especially being in a landlocked state. So would I do the same path? I think I had a very roundabout path to this, and it was very rewarding. So absolutely. And I have to echo what Adrienne said about landing at a school like JGS a lot sooner, because it's a great place to be.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna play off of your guys' answers really quick. So, Miss Jennifer, when you were our age and in high school, what would you have done to change your path to become a marine biologist?
Well, I would have had to be a lot stronger in my math skills, and I would have had to, learn how to scuba dive. So I probably would have set myself up for those things. Probably wouldn't have gone to school in Oklahoma for college because, again, landlocked state. I would have made some choices and thought about it, and maybe really tried to get to college in Hawaii, for example. But yeah, just would have had to make some different life choices. But pretty happy with where I'm at. So.
And then Miss Adrienne, if you could change your career path, what would you preferably change it to?
That's a good question. So one of my other loves is even younger children, like babies. I love babies. I have this thing. So I think that I could have been like a nurse or an OBGYN, or I don't know, maybe something like that would have been fun. But
Adrienne wants to be a baby holder.
I do.
Professional baby holder.
Yeah. Otherwise, I guess I could have continued with the idea of working in my dad's office. And I would have loved to have been like a Donna on Suits. I mean, that would be like my dream if you guys watch that show. But anyway, so I'm probably better off as a teacher.
That's someone who's very, very organized, by the way, and knows all the answers. Donna on Suits, which fits Adrienne very well.
All right. Well, what did you guys do before you became a teacher?
I ran a lot of summer camps, not ran them, sorry, I worked at them, but I also worked at the Gap for 7 years while I was in college as my part-time job, and lots of babysitting. Yeah.
And I worked in real estate. I was a realtor, and I also was a mortgage lender officer.
Oh, that's a switch.
Big switch, big switch.
Huge switch.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that's all we have time for, unfortunately. But it was a pleasure having you on the podcast.
Yes.
Do you want to leave us off with any inspiring words?
Oh, wow.
Kids, don't forget your blue binders, your snacks, your water bottles.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And I don't know, all of our students, I just like them to be happy with what they're doing and be patient with themselves and just do the best you can, because they work really hard. And I know sometimes education's a little bit harder for our kiddos, but they can do it. They just have to work on that growth mindset.
All right. Well, we have one more question for you guys. Best guess, how many tomatoes can you fit in the Mariana Trench?
I would definitely punt that question to my 5th graders because we are studying volume right now, and I think that ties in really well. So I might have to see if they could figure that one
I
out.
think that was.
All right.
But otherwise, a lot.
That works.
You have any ideas on that one?
Yeah, I tap out at 2nd grade math. Everyone knows I do not teach beyond that. So yeah, I'm gonna call privilege on that one.
Yeah, let's see if the 5th graders
I know.
can figure it
That's
out.
a good challenge.
Yeah,
Ask them
exactly.
that.
I
Ask
like
them
it.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to you.
Well, with our last question last week, with how many golf balls can you fit in a limousine, Devontae was way off, not even close.
Oh, poor Devontae.
With 460,000 golf balls.
Yeah, Devontae, way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot. I mean, I'm assuming all the doors are closed because it'd be really hard to count if they're
Right.
rolling out all over
Spilling
the
out all over
place,
the
right?
place.
Maybe that was what he was
You guys
thinking.
ask tough questions.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is there an answer to that question in the real world?
Golf balls?
Yeah?
460,000.
Okay, so that really is the answer.
He
Okay.
guessed 10,000.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Okay. All right.
Once again, way to
I
go,
like it.
Devontae.
Yeah, well,
Good effort.
So, guys, thank you for being on our podcast. It was a pleasure having both of you. Once again, guys, I'm Drake.
I'm Lincoln.
I'm Seneca.
I'm Alec.
And remember,
Do
be kind.